everyone. So this year I decided to be a dead ice skater for Halloween, and today I'm going to show you how I did the makeup for it. In this video you're going to be learning how to do some bruising, a very realistic cut, and some contouring and paling out of the face. First you're going to need to make sure you have a very clean face. You might want to exfoliate first. If you have problem skin like I do, probably put something underneath it, something to create a barrier between you and your skin so you don't break out so much. Also, a primer is definitely necessary if you want this to last a long time. Here's a quick list of all the things you're going to need in this tutorial. You'll get a better look at these things as we go along in the video. First thing you're going to want to do is take your spirit gum and apply it liberally all over your neck or wherever you want your scar to be or your cut to be. And you're just going to want to apply really liberally because this is what is going to make your wax stick to your neck. And just keep tapping it till it gets kind of tacky, and once it does, you're ready to put on your wax. So next you're going to take out your derma wax, and you don't need as much as you think, just a little bit will go a long way. And then you're going to want to mix in some of your makeup to make it a little bit closer to your skin tone. You don't really need to make it perfectly matching, but try to get it as close as you possibly can. The closer you get to your actual skin color, the less bruising and blood you'll need to conceal it, but you do have those things to kind of mask your seams, so you don't have to make it perfect. You're going to take the wax and you're going to roll it into your hands and make it into a snake, as long as you want your cut to be, and then you're going to take the edges of it and just kind of spread them out so that they stick to your skin and kind of blend the edges onto your neck. The easiest way to do this is to start at the edges of the wax and then work to the middle pieces of it. Next you're going to take the petroleum jelly and you're just going to smooth that right over the wax, and it'll just help get those seams really nice and smooth and blended really well and sticking nicely. So you just want to keep smearing that over the wax until it's smooth. Next you're going to want to do your white face or paling out the face. You might notice I accidentally did both the derma wax and the paling out in reverse. It doesn't really matter, but it is easier to do the wax first because then you can do the white over the wax versus having to recover up the wax after you've done your white. You're going to want to take your makeup sponge and wet it before you do this, and then put it in your white face and just start going crazy. Put it all over. Don't forget to cover your ears and your neck. Wetting the sponge first will just make sure that you're not going to have a really thick pasty look, but instead it's going to be a little bit more translucent and allow you to have that kind of like dead pale look versus a cartoony white look. It will also help once I put the powder on over it. It'll look more like skin and less like creamy white. Don't worry about streaks at all at this point, because when you do go over it with the powder, it's going to help get rid of any streak. Next, you're going to take your translucent powder and you're going to put this all over your face in a circular motion, and you want to go in both counterclockwise and clockwise with your circles. That will help fill in any large pores and create a really nice matte look on your face. It will also help bring back a little bit of the flesh tone so you're not so pasty white, as I said before, and it will also set your makeup. Next, you're ready to start your bruising and abrasions. You're going to need a bruise wheel like the one that I have here, or at least some sort of pigmentation in yellow, red, and some sort of purpley blue. And you're going to take a stippling sponge, and first you're going to do the yellow all over the area around the outside edges. This is going to be the widest range color. And then you're going to take the red, and on top of that, a little bit smaller of an area. And then you're going to take the bluey purple and go right on top of that. Now keep in mind, bruises don't form in straight lines. So, just kind of stipple it on in a bruise-like pattern, keeping it where the swelling is, keeping it darkest where the swelling is, because that's how bruises work. Next, we're going to do some contouring and highlighting. Basically, you're going to sink out any areas of your face that would be sunken in your skull, so to make you have that dead look. I used a brown first to warm it up, but you can just start with the blue. First I did a line right underneath each of my cheekbones and then down, and you blend it down and out away from the center of your face to sink in those cheekbones. Next, you're going to do your temples. So just put a little bit of color in there and then blend that in. And then we're going to do the bags underneath our eyes. These are also going to get more accentuated when we go back in and do our eyeliner. The hardest one to figure out is the bridge of the nose. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your brush and go from the shadow of your eye and then just go down the bridge of your nose. And then you're going to blend that in, down and around, so it creates a very narrow looking kind of harsh nose. Next, we're going to highlight on the bridge of our nose and our forehead and also on our cheekbones. And this is really just going to emphasize the contrast between the parts that are sunken out and the parts that are bones and raised. And you might want to do some highlight underneath your chin. Not highlight, shadow underneath your chin, and then bring that down your neck in any of the places where it's a little bit more sunken in. So that's in the center part of your neck and also in that vein right down your ears, right down behind your ears. And then you also might want to highlight those veins in the center of your neck. So next we're going to set the makeup, and you're just going to take some translucent powder and get that all over your face. This will pale out the makeup a little bit, but don't worry, we're going to spray it with water next, and that will bring the color right back. Next, we're going to work on our eyes. I'm not going to talk too much about my eye makeup because that is not my forte, as we would say. But basically what I did is I took the lighter blue shadow and I just covered my eyelids with it. And then I went back over with a medium blue shadow a little bit closer to the edge of my eye and just kind of did a little bit of a darker circle both below and above the eye to create a smoky look. And then I went in and I highlighted my eyebrows with some white and shadowed in some more in the shadow underneath my eyebrows. And then I took my darkest color and I wet it and use that for my liner. I never really use pencil or liquid liner. I just like to use an eyeshadow brush and eyeshadow that's been wet. Just my personal preference. You can use whatever you like. But just really go ahead and wring out your eyes with whatever you choose to use. This will really help you look dead and your eyes will look all sunken in. You also want to make sure you get the wet line and the tight line of your eyes because that's really going to give that dramatic effect. For my lips, I allowed the white from my face to just go around the edges. And then I went back over those edges with a little bit of my blue eyeshadow to kind of give it a frosted look. And then I went back with purpley reddish lipstick and just did that in the center of my lip. Now we're just going to do some finishing touches on the cosmetic stuff, definitely some mascara, maybe some sparkles, whatever you want to do. Now you're ready for the fun part. What you're going to do is you're going to take a butter knife or some sort of sharp edge of something. I used the edge of these spoons because they were thinner than a butter knife and it just made it easier to cut. So what you're going to do is make sure you get lots and lots of Vaseline on the edge of your cutting tool, and you're going to take it slowly and carefully through the cut, being very, very careful not to pull the wax off of your neck. This means just, holding onto the wax around your skin, going very slowly, lots and lots of Vaseline. It will pull off if you're not careful. We're done with that. We're just going to set it one more time, and this is going to help the blood to stick a little bit better once we put that on. Now you're ready to bleed. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your fake blood and you're going to fill in the gash with the blood and just get it really full in there. Cuts get messy, and you want this cut to look really messy and disgusting. If you get it on your face, hey, that's perfectly valid. So don't worry about this being messy. So there you go, you're ready to put on your costume. Now you can go freak out your neighbors this Halloween. I obviously chose to be a dead ice skater, but you can use this for plenty of other costumes. Here are some examples of other cuts that I've done. So just make your story and be inspired. You can do so many different things with this, so get creative. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Happy Halloween, everybody. I hope this tutorial makes this your best Halloween yet.